And we are live. Hello, guys. Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Hope you guys are doing all right wherever it is that you are. We'll do a quick one tonight because I figure you got some stuff to do. And I still have a whole lot of watering to do out in the greenhouse. But we'll see who comes on tonight to hang out and see what you guys want to talk about. That's crooked. There we go. That's straight. Um, I see we got one person coming in. And it has been a busy day. How about this early spring? I hope you guys are enjoying the warmer weather. We have weather in the high 70s today, or had it. Temps about to drop. So I partially filled up the wood box with some split wood, and I raked out one of the long garden beds down along the driveway. Got to figure out what to do with all of the pine straw because we got a bunch of pine straw. Hey, prepping artist, how are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Y'all doing okay? I figure y'all are probably further along with your seed starting than I am. What are you guys looking to put in this year? From seed or from starts that you get? One of the neatest things that's happened to me in a while, I had smoked a Boston butt. You might have seen the videos or the video shorts of it. I smoked a Boston butt Saturday and carried, half of it over to my parents. They live about 30 miles away, over to mom and dad. And radish seed starts. You did onions, lettuce, cabbage, broccoli, and potatoes. Sounds good, guys. We're going to do broccoli this year because we had really good luck with broccoli. We're probably going to try to do like 20 plants. It may end up doing starts. I don't know. I got all of the Jerusalem artichokes in, and I got to water. Like I said, I got to water all the seeds down here in the basement, and then I got to go out and do. I got to water everything out in the greenhouse. So it's busy. Hey, Doc. How are you doing? Dr. Falcon is here. But I had carried a bunch of pulled pork over to my parents, and glad you're feeling all right, buddy. And I was talking to them, and Dad says, "Do you have a tiller?" I said, "Yeah, I got a tiller." And he said, "Do you think I could borrow it?" I said, "Sure." I said, "What do you want to do? You going to do some more flower beds?" He said, "No, we're really concerned about all the cost of the vegetables and everything." He said, "We're going to expand our garden this year." And I thought, hallelujah. My father is going to start doing something else. Now it goes in a complete cycle. My father was a Army drill instructor and beat all this stuff into me when I was growing up. And then when he got older, he got away from it because it was more, I don't know. I think mom had something to do with it. And then he leaned over and nudged me. He says, "We've been buying buckets of food." I said, "That's good." I said, I'm so glad for you. So at some point this week after work, I'm going to load the tiller. I got um, Surviving in Alabama gave me a tiller, big old Troy built 500-pound one. I mean, a huge Troy build, rear tines, self-propelled, and all that stuff. And he said, "Take it. I'm sick of it." And he bought him a new one, and he gave that one to me. And we traded a bunch of stuff, but he gave it to me. It was a buddy deal. He gave it to me, and I got it going. And Dad said, "Hey, dude, I was just talking about you. My dad is actually going to borrow that big old tiller that you gave me, or that we swapped out. You actually gave it to me, but we and so I'm going to go over there and help him till up a garden because he is concerned about having enough vegetables this year. Okay, that's all it takes." Hodges says tomatoes, green beans, and adding green peppers this year. Man, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. Hey, Christy, how are you doing? And I did. I broke down and ordered some more seeds from from Baker Creek, and I got a few more different packs. Somebody and I was talking about corn. Might have been Surviving in Alabama. I bought a couple of packs of Hopi blue corn. It's supposed to do good in this area, and some, honest to goodness, some old heirloom tomatoes, bread and salt. They're supposed to be real big canning tomatoes and fresh eating, and then like it's not a burpee tomato. It's something. It's supposed to be another good canning tomato. So I'm really excited about that. And those 12-foot tall okra trees, those seeds are coming in. I can't wait. We're looking we're going to do a bunch of sweet peppers. Oh, they had some heirloom peppers from, I'm going to say, Russia. And these are sweet peppers, and they're in like little bitty round pods, but they're blue. They're blue and red. And I've never seen that before. And they say it's supposed to taste really good. And yeah, I will let you know. And if I have good luck with it, I'm going to save seeds from a bunch of pods and let me know. And I'll send you guys a bunch of seeds. The seed pods, this is a backup alarm, something I was working with. The seed pods are this big around. This is 2.5 inches. The seed pods are this big around, and they're red and purple striped with green. They come from Africa, and so they're supposed to be really good. They're like a heirloom plant that's been going on over there. So yeah, I will let you guys know how it does, and we'll do some seeds. So I'm excited about that. It's always nice to see what you're doing and what you've done. If you have not kept like a garden journal as to what you're doing, this date, how it went when you planted this, what was the solar aspect, how was the sun coming up, might not be a bad idea. I'm going to till it up for him. Surviving in Alabama. I told Dad about it, and Dad's 80, and he said, "Oh no, I can do it. I can get it." I'm like, "No, he can't." And so I'm going to do it maybe this weekend for him. I'll go over there and till them up a little garden spot. I don't like to do a whole lot of tilling. I don't like to break up the earth too much. Last year I did everything with a shovel. A 4-horse job. That was a long time back, and that was a good Yeah. I think this one is an 8-horse flathead, and it cranks and runs good, and it runs pretty good, and it a little choppy sometimes, but that's just heck. I'm a little choppy too. I'm 55, so, but I'm excited about that, and I'm happy to get somebody else in here on the prepping, and it's a little bit less I have to worry about with my parents. Christy says her son has a teenage friend who tilled and planted a garden for his grandfather, for his grandma every year. Yeah, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. And the nice thing is, once I get it done, um, I'll get the boys, grandkids, come out there and help me. Of course, the hooch, she helps and everything. She's still under the weather. She's still sick enough to be crabby. And Samantha is, they're kind of on the mend. Doc said his father taught him to run all the equipment back then. Absolutely, yeah. I remember when I was a little bitty kid, I'd hold the tiller. Um, Granddaddy had it was a big tiller. It wasn't a tractor. It was, you guys know the one I'm talking about. I've mentioned them before. Um, but it had a very large air cooled motor, and I can't remember the name of it. Hodges says if he had more room, he'd love to add butternut squash. Hardy plants not prone to disease, cropless fields, bellies, and loads to the moon, vitamin A. Absolutely. I did a, you'll have to look. I did a video about a year ago. I kept butternut squash and I labeled them with a black Sharpie. And I kept butternut squash down here in the basement for about 8 months. And then I cut them up. Now they had lost about half of their mass inside, but they were down here for 8 months in the basement. It's a well, no, it wasn't a gravelly. It was a Jones or a James. I cannot remember the name of it. And it actually had headlights on it, and so you walk behind it, but it had the headlights. I'll remember it after I get off here with you guys. But Granddaddy had that, and he kept a big wash tub over the top of it to keep the motor clean. A brown, yes, I think that's it. Yep, big one, and it had like a cowling on the front. It was like a aerodynamic, which was kind of silly because you walk behind it. And it was a monster. I guess when he died, they got rid of all that stuff. I wasn't around the property much. Hey, one day at a time. How you doing, buddy? How is work treating you? But yeah, Christy, you're right. Those butternuts, they last a long time. And periodically you can get them either at like farmer's market, they'll get sick of them, and or Walmart, and you can get them for like $1 a piece, and they're decent sized butternut squash. Now, growing up, all we would do was fresh, of course. You wash them, of course, cut them, scoop out the guts, set them aside, let the seeds dry so you can plant them again. And then my grandmother would, uh, she would make little marks across the top of it, and she'd fill it up with butter and brown sugar, and they'd put it in the oven, up, like a bowl, put it in the oven, and they would bake them in the oven, and you would scoop it out, and then they'd cut them in half, and so it was full of butter and brown sugar. It was pretty dang good for dinner. Um, it was really good. You could change the head for tiller, mower, snow blow. Yes, sir. Down here, all Granddaddy had was the, or was it? I can't remember. Was it an Allen Bradley? It might have been something like that, red and white, and it was big, and it was one of those ones you couldn't move it if the tires were flat or unless it was working. But that was pretty cool stuff. So I'm glad you guys are starting to get into the spring fever. So what else you guys going to plant? I've got some seeds here still. We're going to do a lot more dill. Going to do a whole patch of dill. Echinacea. Mr. Treywick, how are you doing, good sir? You got lazy in your old age. You fire up the little Kubota. I wish I had a Kubota, Daniel, but hang on. I'll show you who come to visit. That was, oh, thank you. This is a new recipe the Hooch is trying out, and we will. That's really good.
You like that?
I do. That's really good, babe. Here you go. That's great. Mm-hmm. That's great. Trying out a new recipe. We'll do a video on it the second time we cook it. It's oh gosh, it seasoned chicken pieces with sun-dried tomatoes and an Alfredo sauce with stuffed pasta stuffed with cheese. It's pretty dang good. Rocco, how are you doing? We're laughing at the Zoomy turning himself into a s'more. There you go. Thanks. Oh, there's comes Luna again. Yes, Christy, it's very good. Pete wants to set the video to the Benny Hill show theme music. That would, you might get some views that way. Change the oil in Cub Cadet Day. Yeah, they're not made very well. Come here, Luna. Here she is again. Oh my goodness. There you go. They're always prowling. Yeah, say hey. Oh, she can't say hey. She's too excited. There they go. She's a small one. It is. Yeah, MTD is kind of taking over all the. I mean, that's all you're going to get, really. You could get Cub Cadet, or you could get, take your pick, or Mr. Green or Mr. Blue, but it's all really thin stuff. It's just not made that well anymore. It's all made to die. MTD. That's what we always called it. Remember, made to die. What is that actually? Michigan Tool and Die. I think that's the right name for it. Let me take that off.